It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Carr now to throw. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun now on third down, Carr. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They run it again with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Now Carr. Rolling to his right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Derek Carr taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Saints will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and third pick in the 2018 draft.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Naturally so. The defense was keyed in on everyone but the back on that play, and it took them an extra second to react when he got the carry. It's still a tough third down to pick up here, but a lot more manageable after an excellent carry on second down.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So on fourth down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Little short pass here to Hill. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Tackled by Jonathan Grenard. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they are looking at a second down and 6 coming up. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Now they can't bring him down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Again, it's Kamara. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Olave with his first grab, and he also has a first down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now a play fake. Carr. And he's got it. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Now Carr. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
The point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make the score 14-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? The basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here's Jones again on second down. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because
he's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Groupie for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but The way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Back to throw, Darnold. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Darnold now to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Darnold to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Finding Hockenson here on the out route. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Pass complete to Naylor, right side. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Now Darnold. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. He lets it go deep for Olave. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
He completes it to Olave. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. To throw his car. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he's got this down to the 35. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with John. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Addison will go in motion left. And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6.
2nd and 6.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
The Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Up the middle, Jones. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
13 yards on the play. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that will bring up second down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line.
That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 25.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And a short gain here, down to the 22. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Kamara up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Carr going to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from home. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Play action. Now it's Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there, because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
At the 31-yard line.
Here's Darnold. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Darnold to Jefferson on the slant. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Here's Darnold. He sets up the screen to Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get 1 key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now it's Darnold. Slant route, and he's got Addison. They only get 5 out of that quick slant, but that's good enough for a 1st.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Give him 30 yards there. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Saints' 6-yard line.
Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. To throw is Darnold. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Trying to improvise. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on 4th down, a change of possession anyway. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
brings up 2nd and 3.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Saints.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. A busy night continues for Kamara. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Carr going to throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's incomplete. We're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.